Hello and welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft. You may be wondering, why, sir, are you swimming out to the middle of the lake? Well, it's because we finally got a house built. I went a little bit too crazy, but it has a few rooms. It's not the most impressive thing ever, I'm aware, but I am no master builder either. And we can't make glass right now, so eventually these trapdoors will be replaced with window panes. Just a small tour. Got a room up here in the attic. Extra space. And then down here in the main room, and we've also got a pen back here. This is temporary storage for our cow friend here. It's better than a hole in the ground. I'm sure he prefers it. I'm running low on wood. I'm definitely gonna need some of that. And I haven't really moved anything inside quite yet. Also, it's dark because torches leave, like, smoke clouds, and I don't want to have to dig holes in my house to let them out. So, we'll probably be operating in the dark for a while. But this is the house. And then that staircase in the future will lead off into the side over here, which this area I think I'm planning to clear out for our like blacksmithing area, but I don't want that anywhere near my house because it will catch it on fire because it's basically entirely wood besides the mud bricks. So we finally have a proper home in TerraFirmaCraft. Just trying to get all the angles. So other than that, I am going to start moving all of our stuff into the house. The only real bit of light that I've put on the house is basically back here. I think I put torches somewhere out on the front, but I think they died, or maybe the side, but I think they died already. Those ones haven't seemed to gone out. And that was earlier in the building process. I built, obviously, the first level first, and then decided to add this on. Credit to Charlie Custard on TikTok. This isn't like a straight rip, but it was heavily inspired by one of his videos. One of his quick tutorials, so he does some interesting stuff on TikTok. I would recommend watching if you want to see like some unique building stuff. But anyways, let's... Why am I going there? It's up. Or wait, where the fuck did I put my bed in this? Ah, right. There's the door back here that leads into that squared off side area. Okay. So now that we've got a proper home built... Oh, and one more thing. This has a trapdoor leading up to the top as well. So you can get onto the roof if need be. But in the future, I would like to have a flagpole here. But I don't have wool to, like, properly make one. So this is just a reminder to put one there when I have access to wool blocks. And then I moved my waystone up here as well. Got some trapdoors to let in some light. And some fence gates to shoot at our neighbors if we so choose. So this will be our main workspace for a while. We've got our crafting table. I moved a chest back here. I don't quite know what I'm going to do with all of this extra space. This chest might not stay there. And for now, these chests will just adorn this wall. And then I got a little more storage room or room for something back here. Is that glitchy particle effect? Is that like one of the torches blowing through the wood? Rather odd. Oh, fuck. I am very thirsty and very hungry. Eat some freshly gathered carrots. And then we'll put our large vessels here for now. I ate. Why is everything still gray? There we go. There's, well, it's kind of coming back. What, Mr. Cow? You seem to be hurt. Can I feed you with a carrot? Do you interest in carrot? What about potato? Do you interest in potato? No. Only grains? Shame that. I don't want your fallen leaves. Yeah. Okay, other than that, we're actually going to make our first anvil today. So I am going to need, let's just use the rest of the maple logs. So, 16 ingots. So first, we're going to start our fire. Or wait. No, we can't do this with... I need to make the charcoal forge. Okay, that's simple enough. I have the charcoal. It's not hard to make. The hardest part will be finding the charcoal. There we go. So we need 8 of that. And then... the only problem is that I don't have a lot of actual charcoal. Oh, and what am I doing? I need non-flammable blocks, which is just code for stone. There we go. We can take some cobblestone and do this. And then I put my fire starter somewhere up here. Here we go. So let's just put it over here is fine for now. Okay, so you need to dig and have non-flammable blocks, aka cobblestone is fine. Let's get this shit out of here. I have enough dirt clearing this shit out. And that too. And then you put a full thing of gravel in there. I think it's actually supposed to be 1 down. And then you just use a fire starter on it. And ta-da! You have a charcoal forge. So these 5 slots are for fuel, which I believe you need to use charcoal at the minimum to heat the ingots up. This you can put vessels in to carry any melted ingots. You can melt items into vessels. If you don't, if nothing is over here and something reaches above max temperature, it will just disappear. You will destroy the item. So, we can put 2 ingots in here. Once they reach a certain temperature, they'll say can work, which means we can work with them on the anvil and turn them into something. And then at a higher temperature than that, they will say can weld, which means you can make the double ingots that you need for many different recipes. So it takes a little while, and it's a bit fuel intensive. But what we're going to do is make, or get the ingots to the appropriate temperature, and then run over here and quickly put them both in there and weld them. So see right there, now that it's a certain temperature, it says can work, which means that you can start attempting to use the forge or the anvils to turn them into something. And now you can weld, which we're going to let these get slightly warmer at orange, just so we can get them over here. Oh, shit. You have to have the hammer in hand. There we go. Yeah, you can't do the hammer in the bench. It has to be in hand with flux in the bench. And we do kind of have to do these two at a time for the moment, because they will melt. You trust me, you are not fast enough. By the time you get 4 to the same temp, they will have already melted. So maybe halfway if you want to be fuel conservative. I'm probably not going to have enough, actually. I'm going to need to make more charcoal or go out and find a bituminous coal like vein to mine. Because this is a decently long process. Or I should say slow, really. It's long because it's slow. And it generally eats into your fuel source pretty hard a lot of the time. But yeah, so basically you wait for these to make it to orange, which you can see the temperature as you look at it. But they do cool down in hand, so you have to be quick. There we go. Got another double ingot. And we need 8 of these to make an anvil. I think it's 8. So, more than likely I am going to... I'll get whatever I can with this amount of coal done, and then I'm going to jump cut to either after I find a vein of bituminous coal, or more than likely just make a few charcoal pits rather than going to hunt down coal right now. That'll have to be more of a serendipitous find than hunting it down, because I mean, most of the veins of things you find, you just have to get lucky and find it chilling on the surface somewhere. The nice thing is the forge will stay hot even after the fuel runs out for a short amount of time. Now that these are half done, let's fill that up. A little bit of an awkward interface, but it's nothing that's too terribly difficult to navigate. You can fit 5 items and 5 sources of fuel. So that consumed it, but that should give us just enough time, hopefully, to... Is it starting to drop? I can't... No, it's not. Not yet. Not yet. I think it said it had a minute and 48 seconds to burn at this temperature, which should give us enough time to finish these last 2 ingots. After that, I am definitely going to have to make some more charcoal. There we go. We actually had just enough fuel. So, there's our 8 ingots, and then this will slowly burn out. And that's going to be our main source of metalworking for the time being. Or main source of, yeah, I mean, besides an anvil. And I believe it's just that. Oh, I made an extra double ingot. Sorry, you need 14, not 16. I don't know why I was thinking 16. But either way, we now have a proper anvil, which we will put... try to keep it closer to the forge, that way we can work quickly off of it. Clear some of that up, I guess. We'll put it right here for now. And you can break it and pick it up with no issue. And I don't think these anvils actually have durability. So once you make this, you're in the next tier. Like, we've officially made it to the next tier. So, this anvil can go. Take our flux out, just in case. So this anvil can go. And we've officially made it to the Copper Age. I should go sleep. shit. I'm gonna need to get used to the setup of this house. It's definitely not my typical preferred setup, but I only have limited ways to build and limited materials to work with, so this is just how it is. Once I have access to, like, stone bricks, I'll probably go through and replace a lot of this with stone bricks, because I think the only thing on this house that is not flammable is the mud bricks, and I'm not even certain that those aren't flammable. But either way, now we can go into here, and I'm just going to set this double ingot down there. And then I am going to gather some wood and make some charcoal. So I'm probably going to cut to when our charcoal is complete. I guess you can't put a lead on a bison. That makes sense. I think they're breedable, though. Submissive and breedable. What about you? No? Okay. Well, the lead doesn't work, so that's unfortunate. Oh, and while I'm at it, I should, I can't right-click. I have to pull the hoe out. So I should get these planted. I'm not sure. Okay, so when you're hovering over a crop, there are nutrients in the soil that you can put in the soil, I should say, that go towards increasing the yield and growth rate. That's more like greenhouse stuff for the most part. In the current point that we're at in the progression, the best thing to do is just make sure that the temperature and the hydration is good. So you can see those in the Wayla up at the top as well. Growth and yield multiplier will increase a little bit over time. So I believe there's a reward for not harvesting your crop immediately upon 100% growth. Also, I don't think that you receive the seeds back multiplied unless you wait for them to get to the seeding phase. But I'm not entirely sure. I would have to reread the passage in the TerrafirmaCraft book. But to get 100% hydration, the block has to be touching water. So I'm not sure if, like, old school villager farms would actually be the most effective. And then there's also, like, berry bushes, but I'm pretty sure that those grow in... Oops. You can use them. You can put them anywhere. Oh, I didn't break it with my hoe. It's fucking gone. Okay, well, whatever. We'll throw this one down at the corner as a little experiment. Yeah, see, temperature too high. I'm pretty sure cranberry bushes grow in the fall, which we're still in, like, the summer, I think. Yeah, we're still in summer. So, I don't know for sure what day summer ends. I'm not sure if this is, like, a true calendar year season. But the seasons do last quite a while. So, considering that these appear to be happy in the summer, they should grow. And then the next question is, where did I put my potato seeds? So I had some of those too. Oh, and I mentioned it in an earlier recording, but I don't think that's going to be included. I ran very far south, very, very far south, and had to go all the way across the ocean until I encountered this small island, or series of islands, because they're kind of like a big one, medium, and small one. It's a little archipelago, or whatever. And that was where I found papyrus, and I found sugarcane before that, but you need to go really far south because you need to find papyrus in high temperature, high rainfall areas. So those islands, I guess, met the requirements. But anyways, let's grow some fucking potatoes. it won't have perfect hydration. So see that, oh actually, I guess it works in like a 3x3 with the water at the center. And it looks like the temperature will work. They do grow very slowly, and each plant has a different blend and preference of nutrients in the soil to optimize growth, but I will not be getting into that right now. It looks like our charcoal over here is done, which will actually give me a great way to... yeah, I didn't get much. I got 3 pieces. I'm going to hold on to these 3 pieces of charcoal for a minute. And make... because now that I've got some more wood, I can make, let's see here, some proper charcoal piles. Goes our fire starter, but now we've got 4 charcoals running, or charcoal piles running, which will be a good fuel source. And then once we have enough to run the forge for a reasonable amount of time, I am going to get into explaining and demonstrating how the anvil system works. Actually, I could probably explain right now. So, the way the anvil system works, you have to select a plan, which you have to heat the ingot up and start working it, or it won't save the plan. So, I mean, it's just the way it is. So let's say we want to make a copper lamp. We click that, and this is how it's like a small puzzle. So the red line on top has to match up perfectly with the red line on the bottom. So in this case, the number is 100. So each move you make, bend, shrink, upset, and punch, are all... the numbers are small on these. The green are positive and will move this to the right. The red ones are like drawing and 3 different levels of hitting it. Decrease, so it moves the bottom red bar to the left. And up here, these need to be your last 3 moves. So it's kind of backwards in the way it displays it. Your last move is actually the one on the left. Your second last move is the one in the middle, and your third last is this. So I would need to stretch to make this lantern. I would need to heat this up to a level that it can be worked at, and then I would need to stretch it or draw it and then bend it twice and land perfectly on this upper red line. Otherwise it will not work, or otherwise the recipe will not be complete. Once you finish it, the item will automatically transform. Now, I don't know... I never actually made a lamp, but I'm assuming it's not the case for non-tool items, but the amount of hits and the way you forge tools, if you're making tool heads, matters. So it ranks from poorly forged to perfectly forged. There's like, I think it's poorly, like average something, and then perfectly forged. And allegedly you get bonuses for perfectly forged tools. I haven't noticed any difference personally with perfectly forged tools, but I could be wrong. It doesn't really matter. You don't lose durability for a poorly forged tool, and it doesn't seem, keyword seem, that you lose anything, really, for a poorly forged tool. Like, it seems to do the same speed, but if you read in the guide, it says that you get bonuses for having a perfectly forged tool, which I haven't noticed, like, a speed increase or a durability increase or anything like that. Maybe that applies to higher leveled anvils and higher level tools. Like, let's say once you start working with bismuth, you might get it, but from what bismuth I did work with, I also did not notice anything for it being perfectly forged. So, I mean, it takes longer if you're poorly forging it because you're burning through more fuel, and you are just in general having to use more durability on your hammer. But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily matter. If you have the copper to back it up and just make... Yeah, see, like, the yield multiplier has increased on these. Sorry, small segue. If you have the resources to complete it and don't care too much, like, even a copper hammer will last a long time, even if you're goofing off. If you have the resources to complete it, it doesn't seem to matter. And most of the stuff you make at the start is going to be poorly forged anyways. This is actually a very complex and seemingly difficult mechanic a lot of the time. Especially when you get into making... Certain things have easier patterns to follow, while certain things have harder patterns to follow. But for the most part, you can, you know, kind of judge what you're going to need. So if I need to draw and then bend, that means that I'll want it... that's 14, so I'll want it 1 past 100, so I'll want it at 101, then I would draw and bend, and that would get me squarely on the 100, which should complete the lamp. But all we gotta do is wait for our charcoal to finish, and we can demonstrate. So here is the section on forging bonuses. Working can be tedious and take many steps to get correct. However, there is a reward for being efficient. Some items, such as tool heads, when they are worked in a low or minimal amount of steps, receive a forging bonus based on how efficiently they were forged. This bonus will then apply to tools that the item is used in, for example, a pickaxe head used to make a pickaxe. There are 4 tiers: poorly forged, well forged, expertly forged, and perfectly forged. These bonuses increase the power of your tool, making it break less often, mine faster, and or do more damage in combat depending on the tool. And then this is just about welding. That's how you make the double ingots. I already demonstrated that. So that was what I was getting at, but I have yet to notice anything significantly different between a poorly forged tool and a perfectly forged tool. So, I mean, does it exist? Probably, but it probably only really matters at the highest tiers. So if you're looking at the anvil levels, I would guess that when it comes to tool materials, probably somewhere around the wrought iron or steel level, when you're making tools out of those materials, is when you would really notice the difference. But again, I am not sure and have never noticed a real difference between poorly and perfectly forged. And it looks like our charcoal is done. And considering that my shovel broke, maybe the first thing we'll make will actually be a shovel. So let's see, I got 5 from that. So it seems that it is semi-random. Because I only got 5 from that one. But I got 7 or 8 from the others. So, I mean, whatever, I guess. Let's try to make that a little bit easier on the eyes. So we'll take an ingot, and we'll need some charcoal, obviously. Alright, so we can throw that in there, and then we need a fire starter because my other one broke. Okay, now with our fire starter, we are going to begin. So that's lit. We will throw that extra fuel in there, and I might as well just break one of these piles. Just keep some extra fuel in my hand. Hide in the water for a second so I don't overheat to death. But you have to be careful and pay attention, because these will melt and disappear. But if you want to cook multiple pieces of food, or make bricks, or fill vessels with ingots for making alloys, it's very useful. It's a much faster way than trying to use the pit kiln, but we'll get into making alloys in a little bit. I need to find bismuth first, and sphalerite, but that's neither here nor there at the moment. Right now, we are going to make a shovel. So our last two need to be any... When it says hit, it can be any hit, and then a punch. So let's go upset, upset, upset. One more. And then punch is a +2, so let's go -9, and then punch. And then see, I end up 1 too high. So, let's see. You're going to watch me sit here and fail and fail and fail. If we punch and then bend, and then hard hit... light hit. Oh, it lost. See, it drops below that. So it should be a light hit and a punch, and then it's done. But I could be wrong. I am not good at this like way of forging. I'm a bigger fan of make the ingot, put it in a crafting bench, but this is just how TerraFirmaCraft works. So it should be light hit, punch, boom! Copper shovel head made. So now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to try to make a lantern. It's really hot. Okay, so let's make a lamp. So we need to draw and then bend. So... let's do that. Let's throw... so that's one more. So let's throw punch, 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 and then draw, bend. No, that was one more. Okay, so if we do it again, though... yep, boom! Copper lamp. And then if you want to shut your forge off, you can just take the coal out of it. And throw your stuff here. Now, I need to reread the section on lamps because they need to be filled with oil. They don't work like your typical Minecraft lanterns. But this way, I can put a light source in my house that doesn't put off smoke, that just sticks to the ceiling. Like, you'll literally end up with just a smoke block in the ceiling, and it's really annoying. I do not like that. And there's, like, no way to get rid of it. If you put, like, a block on it, it just moves. So, yeah, it becomes rather annoying. Where did that go? Oh, it did. Okay, it didn't pick up. So, copper lamp, as you can see, it's empty. So I need to make... is it seed oil or something? Okay, so with a pot, also don't try to touch the pot when you're running it over a fire, because it's hot. So you can put it on top of a fire. And then grab our stack of logs. You're staying in there, Mr. Cow, until I can find something to feed you. I need to find some oats. We will put a bucket of water in there, and actually what we need first is a piece of charcoal. Oh. I didn't mean to grab that much. This is just for a singular demonstration at the moment, but this is how you make purified water. So we need a quern? A cairn? A quern? I don't know how to pronounce it. We need 4 raw stone, which I am pretty sure I have. Yeah! I grabbed 2. Okay, so just do that, and of course it's not the right shit. What does this need? Chert, chalk, rhyolite, basalt, andesite, dacite, quartzite, slate. Oh, it needs to be smooth. I need 2 smooth. How do you make smooth? A chisel. Okay, so we are going to forge a chisel. How are these growing? 0 growth, but the yield multiplier is increasing, which means that it is effective. So I guess we are actually going to relight this forge. I should have never let it burn out. Relight that. Grab another ingot. Let that heat up. And cool ourselves down while we wait. Take a sip while we're underwater, because why not? We'll even eat the rest of this carrot underwater. Nice moist carrot. Keep our temp cool. That's taking a minute. I know we're going to need beeswax. I need to get into bees, but I can't find the bee passage, and I totally forget how to even do them. So, we'll find out in a minute. Right now we're doing the more in-depth way of the forge. To be a blacksmith, one must forge. There we go. It doesn't have to be orange, but I recommend it. Copper chisel. So we need draw, hit, hit. And that's at like 56 or something. So if we do draw, and then let's hit it with a punch too. So another one. Nope. We'll shrink it again and then punch it again. Draw. Nope. Shrink. Punch. Punch. Draw. Light. Light. Ha ha ha! Alright. Now, hopefully, we don't need any more. Well, we'll actually need the charcoal for the purposes of making the purified water. Alright. So we've got the chisel. We need a stick. We got the chisel, and then we put 2 of these in there, and that makes smooth stuff. So now we can do this. And yes, we have our cairn. I will never learn how to pronounce that. So then let's just throw it over here with all of our other working stuff right now. We'll put it right next to the anvil. And then... oh, wait. There was like a top piece. Shit. Allow me to consult the book. Oh yeah, lamps too. What fuel do they accept? To make fuel... is olive oil, lava lamps. That ain't happening. Tallow to make it. Cook 5 blubber in a pot of water. Burns for less than 2 in-game hours per unit. Can be used to make candles as well. Okay, so we have a decent amount of blubber. We'll get to that. I'm going to throw these in there because I will eventually light that. So, what was I doing? Oh, yeah, the quern. Because there's something that goes on top. Is it like a grindstone? No. Shit. Alright, consulting book again. Got sidetracked. The kern should be somewhere in here. Let's just go to the index. There it is, kern. And then the hand stone. So we will need a stick and that other 2 raw slate I have. And now we have the hand stone. So the kern is used in making like flour and other things like that. It's used for grinding up items into their powderized form. So you can put a whole stack in there, and then one right click will turn the wheel and grind it. If you think that you didn't get it, you actually did. It's just back here. So for some reason it starts at the back and works its way towards the front. So 1 charcoal equals 1 charcoal powder, and boiling water with charcoal powder purifies it. So we're going to make a little bit of charcoal powder here. And then I think we can just leave it in the pot. I don't know how many jugs it will fill. Or if it's just like 1 jug or what. But we can also make soups with the pot and other things like that. So 1 charcoal powder. And then once it gets to the appropriate heat, it will start to boil. And I'm just going to supervise this real quick to make sure that it doesn't burn my house down. I don't know if anyone noticed, but that little black smoke blob, you can actually still kind of see it, that just disappeared up there, that came from this, that will cause, or that will happen from the torches in your house, and they just kind of stick there until you literally dig a hole above them for them to float up, and it's really annoying. But anyways, I need to go grab my jugs. We got a jug here. I could swear I had another one. It might have broken. In fact, I'm pretty sure it broke while I was traveling. But either way. So once this is done, this water will turn a slightly lighter blue, I believe. But the good news is, when you drink purified water, you don't get nausea. You don't get any of the negative side effects from drinking from a pond. Or, I should say, a freshwater source. So I don't know how long it takes. And we'll see if I can leave the purified water in here, or if 1 jug is filled up. Does it tell me how much this holds? It does not. So there's, 1,000 millibuckets. I would assume that the jug probably holds, like, 100 millibuckets. So maybe 10 uses out of this, or something. I don't know. But ideally, I don't have to... There we go. See, now it's a slightly lighter blue, and it's purified water. So if we use this on it... Okay, good. Yep, 100 millibuckets. So we'll get 10 uses out of that. which is very nice. Because that means we've got purified water for a while. No more nausea for me. Thank you very much. And then, you know what? Actually, don't die out yet. Don't let the flame die out. Gotta close that. We don't want our cow friend escaping. Fuck! Oh, actually, no. I don't want to do that. Because that means I have to empty it. I need either more... I need a water flask, really. But, for now, we'll just leave that be. We can make tallow once we go through that water. Because I would rather not waste my charcoal powder. And then we'll need another tool rack. But that can go up there for now. And yet again, I forget where my own bed is. Okay, so that's pretty much the basics of smithing. There are other things you can make. No. Fuck. Now that makes the torch a separate item. Okay, well, in that case, I won't carry the stack anymore. Just carry the one. Because they don't burn out in your hand. Why does that do that? There. Actually, I'll keep it on the hot bar for now. But, yeah, so now we've got purified water, which is just wonderful. 0% growth on these so far, but crops are very slow growing. So next, I think I'm going to make a clipboard with some of that papyrus that I got. So to do that, we need a barrel. And these barrels are going to be the TerrafirmaCraft barrel, not like item barrels. Apparently spruce is in this, and it's pinkish. I have yet to encounter spruce. But let's go with chestnut. So we'll need chestnut lumber and slab. Oh, wait, no. Fuck, what am I doing? We'll need chestnut lumber. So I'm going to need you. And then I got chestnut around here somewhere. Let's just take that whole block. Move that down. Okay, so I have... Oh, my chopping block's actually out there. So... Whoa. So let's... Actually, I have support beams inside. What am I talking about? And I have some lumber.